to life here in a big way, actually. I got so many peas going, and it's only about half the packet actually. I'm going to keep half the packet for next year. Look, I've got some in troughs here. Got a big bag of them over here, they're really coming. And in the middle I've got spinach. Watch this Australian lady's video, and she plants spinach in between her peas because apparently they take different things out of the soil, so it's okay. I hope it's okay. We'll find out with time. Now look at this lot over here. I'm really pleased with these. They're coming on absolutely a treat. Got the 3 rows of brassicas there, getting bigger all the time. And last year's leeks are really putting it on now. Seems to be a 2-year cycle with leeks. Absolutely nothing at all happening on the potatoes yet though. All that green stuff is weeds, which I've been very naughty not to pull out yet, but I will pull them out. Nothing at all there. Over here we've got 1 artichoke coming out. Oh no, 2. I can see a second one. There's one. There's another tiny little artichoke set of leaves coming out. So this is going to be the main artichoke bed. Mozart cabbages. These things that got trampled by the cats, they just haven't really recovered. There's like 1 or 2 tiny little pak choi lettuces appearing, and they're all kind of battered because they got frosted off. More leeks. And now we've got this year's leeks, which are really tiny little things at the moment, grown from seed this year. I'll eat some of them as baby leeks, of course, but you know, to thin them out because they're kind of bunched up. There's some more of them here, look. But a lot of these will go on so that this time next year I've got a great big leek bed full of them. More artichokes. I planted these ones a bit earlier and they're getting loads of growth on them. Let's come round a bit to the carrots. They're going to need really super thinning out soon, but not quite yet. They're not quite big enough for thinning out just yet. Big pile of artichokes in there. They're all coming on quite nicely. I like artichokes, in case you hadn't noticed. There are some potatoes in here, but I can see an artichoke as well, so I obviously didn't clean it out enough. There's the main rhubarb. That's doing really well. I've had some good rhubarb tarts off that so far, and plenty more to come. These are the 3 rhubarbs from this year though. I bought new this year. They're alive, but only just. But rhubarb doesn't usually do it the first year. Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. Out in the garden here, going to go in the house and do a bit of a reading pretty soon. So later in this video, we will do a 5-card spread for the weekend for your delectation and delight. Let's have a quick look at the garden though. I haven't shown you my garden for ages and it's been growing. I wonder where the cats are today, actually. Not seen the cats at all since breakfast. Must be something happening, some kind of cat event going on up the lane. Beautiful day. I've got to nip up to the shops before I do any more though. Certain supplies are lacking, so I shall have to get some. No tobacco involved in that, of course. Of course not. And I'll see if I can get a clear shot of Preseli Mountain today, actually. Still got the plan to drive down there, but it's just not been happening. There's been so much to do in the garden, you know, but you know, you work hard on a garden, then you can sort of, you come into this time when all you've got to do is like weed it and keep on top of it, but it doesn't like take all day every day. But it's been a bit of a busy garden week, hence why I haven't done the Preseli trip yet, but it's coming up. Anyway, in just a tick, I'll stop and I'll see if we can actually see it. That time of the year where the trees are overgrowing it, but Preseli is definitely through those trees, I promise you. Let's see if I can find a better view of it further down the road. And there it is, Preseli. That is about the best view I can get of it. I'm going to have to see if I can borrow a really, you know, one of those absolutely amazing cameras that can take far away pictures and get them really big. but it's a bit more than the old phone is seeming to manage here. But that, my friends, is the Preseli mountain range, and that is just about as clear as I can get it without actually driving down there, which I will do soon. There is also, swooping about down there, an amazing great big hawk, but it's like hidden from the camera. Must be a bit camera shy. Still, there we go. Beautiful day, beautiful view, and here we go. Well, it's a little bit better view than last time. It doesn't really look like a windmill at all in the mirror, but where that thing is sticking up, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. It's starting to look a bit like a windmill. Where that windmill is turning there, that is actually Preseli Mountain, so it's not all that far away. There are some more windmills on it. So there is a bit of Merlin magic, or at least he would have thought it was magic back in his day, to be able to produce electricity like that. Who knows, you know, did they have some primeval way of making electricity in Merlin's day? I don't know, but he was certainly a very electric kind of a character. So there you have it, friends, Preseli, and we will get right over there soon and have a proper look. So it's cards time. I did say we'd go in the house to do this, but I'm not sure what the point would be of going in the house to do a reading on a beautiful day like this. So let's be out in the garden. We've got Tarot in Wonderland, and this is kind of to set the scene for your weekend. And it's also for you, you know, about anything you might be concerned about, anything you might be thinking about and have got on your mind at the moment. You can pick a card or you can pick all five. And incidentally, friends, do check out my other channel for Astro Truth. I will put a link to it down in the description below there, so you all can check it out. It's all about astrology, basically. It's a channel that I put quite a lot of work into, and I haven't now for about, I think it's something like 10 months since I posted on there, and I just thought, well, time to bring it back, eh? Why ever not? But there we go. Let's take the 1, 2, 3, 4 first 5 cards off the top here, and we'll have a look at this, and we'll see where we actually get. Now, before I even start, I'm going to pull a significator card, and this time it's a chakra card. So it's all about how you feel. It's all about manifestation, I guess, health, you know, everything to do with that. And whether you're a sort of chakra person or not, whether you're a healing person or not, there is always going to be healing going on in your life one way or another. So I'm just cutting the deck on this occasion, and here it is, listening. Okay, it's a turquoise card. It's a throat chakra card. Luckily, I'm wearing my turquoise jumper today. So that all works out rather nicely, actually. I must be in the zone, and I guess you must be in the zone as well if you're tuned into this video, because this is all about listening, you know. And when we were talking about Merlin a minute ago up on the Preseli Mountains, he, you know, wasn't someone who always had to listen, because he came into this world with great superhuman knowledge on a massive scale. But I'm sure he listened to the universe as well, you know. I'm really sure of that. Must have done, absolutely must have done. So let's sort the cards out and let's see what we've got here. We have got card 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So which of those stands out to you, my friend? It's not going to be this one, is it? Let's pull it up now. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. You can pick a card, or more advisedly, I think, you can go with the flow and have the whole 5 card reading, because we go a little bit deeper that way. So what is card number 1? The 3 of Pentacles. Great stuff, steady progress going on here. This is a card that comes up fairly often in general readings, actually. And it's a bit like the universe saying to you, you're doing okay. There's going to be a lot more work to do, absolutely for sure, but you're doing okay. We've got the rabbit architect looking at his scroll there, and we've got the king looking on as well, as Alice is up the ladder doing something. I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something with the pentacles on the tree. And there's lots of flowers on the tree as well, so the tree is bearing fruit, and that is the symbolism, you know. Now, if you were thinking of kind of giving something up, or just you put enough effort into something and you might as well change tack. Well, this card is saying no, keep on going as you're going, because you might not have seen results yet. It's the Three of Pentacles. It's very early in the whole idea of abundance, but you are going places, my friend. In the more traditional version of this card, it's actually very similar. Someone's up on a bench kind of doing some masonry work, carving something out of stone on top of a doorway, and it looks beautiful, and people have come to see it. So it's very kind of similar to that, really. You get nowhere. It's like no pain, no gain. Nothing worth having comes to you without putting usually more effort than you thought you would have to put into it. And that is true of everything I was showing you in the garden here, actually. You might remember about a month ago I was saying I'm just going to work through March, and by the end of March I'll have everything ready to go and there won't be too much more to do. And here I am nearly at the end of April now, and there is loads more to do. There really is. But we'll get there in the end, and by sort of just keeping going for that extra month, I am actually coming to the point where, as I said in the car earlier, it is going to be possible to sit back a bit, just to kind of keep on top of the garden, keep weeding it, keep looking after it, and the big heavy donkey work is done until it comes time to start pulling things up again. It's not quite done yet, but it will be soon. Anyway, that's card number 1, Three of Pentacles, and well done you. You're making steady progress. Did you pick card number 1? Did you pick card number 2? If you did, in fact, whether you picked card number 2 or not, this is card number 2. It's the Four of Pentacles, and the mouse is hiding in the teapot. And this is something that happens to a lot of people, particularly when we're at that Three of Pentacles stage and we're thinking, can we really go ahead, finish this whole thing off, or is it just taking an inordinate amount of work? Would we actually be better off doing something else, putting the time into something else? Almost certainly not, because when you actually look at this isn't a really positive image, is it? It's positive for the mouse, because the mouse is hiding away from trouble and no one's going to be able to get him in that teapot until the farmer's wife takes the lid off to pour the boiling water in. I'm sure she'd see the mouse in there and the mouse would manage to escape before anything crazy happened. But don't hide away for ages, guys. If you're hiding away now, there might be a very good reason for it, and this could be a very good reason why you're thinking you don't want to actually go ahead with your plans, with your projects at the moment. But things always take longer than they should, and we always get a bit of stick off other people along the way. I'm getting some stick from the wind at the moment. I do hope that the wind noise doesn't destroy this video, otherwise I shall have to make another one. And I don't mind making another one, it doesn't take long. But this is my steady progress thing, if I actually link into my spirit guides and ask them to come through, and we get a card for you and they give me an explanation to give you, which they always do actually, I don't really feel good about throwing that explanation away if there's wind noise or if there's something wrong with the video. So I always try to run with what I've got. So Andy, I hear you ask, what is the heart of the matter? What is card number 3? Well, friends, card number 3 is a 2. It's the Two of Pentacles, and it's that juggling act that is always going on, and it really does go on all the way through life. The tarot is very, very true to life. Every card is true to life, but we pick out different cards at different times because different aspects of that life are applying. So here's something we're all familiar with: juggling like mad with crazy expensive things like they're watches, they are, with pentacles on, but they look very expensive watches, and the Mad Hatter is juggling them. And the nature of the Mad Hatter is very, very interesting when we start seeing him as a tarot character, actually, because a lot of what we do in our lives seems like utter madness to us, but we have to keep on going to get things done. Classic example would be if you've ever brought children up. I brought 2 girls up, and sometimes it would just be absolutely insane, but when I look back on it, it was all worth it. It was all part of walking that road of bringing those children up, and they're in their 20s now. And I'm just so glad I did that. It's a wonderful thing to have in my life, but it was stark raving mad a lot of the time. So guys, think about this juggling act. The reassurance here is that the Mad Hatter isn't going to drop these pentacles, these expensive gold looking watches. Not at all. There are ships out at sea which are made of teacups with sails on, which are super unstable, but they haven't capsized, So whatever you're kind of dancing around crazily trying to actually make work, actually get functioning as part of your going forward process of life. Keep on keeping on. That's the message there, okay? Just keep on juggling that bit longer. It's going to be okay. It's the number 2 of Pentacles. Well, we started with the 3 of Pentacles, now the 2 of Pentacles. So we're not seeing a whole lot of abundance on the face of it, but actually there is a lot of abundance there, because that's 2 Pentacles cards in the reading. And you know, you don't get the 10 of, well, say, let's go all the way to the top. You don't actually get the Ace of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles, depending which one you think is the highest, and opinions do vary about that. But you don't get the highest pentacle experience, the highest amount of abundance, without going through the lower levels of it first. That's an absolute fact. Sometimes we don't quite make it to the highest levels, but it's always been worth the journey. So keep on juggling, friends. That is / was the 2 of Pentacles, card number 3, and that is the heart of the matter. And when we think about the world situation at the moment, just about in any country of the world, things are up in the air. If I think about the United States at the moment, there's the whole George Floyd business, you know, which has finally resolved itself, but I'm already seeing lots of other things to complain about, actually in the area of racism, actually in the area of overzealous policing, and the police kind of just doing their own thing. It's a big issue. Well, it's a big string of issues, really, and so no matter how much things get sorted out, there's always a bit more to come. There's always a bit more to deal with. But you know, God bless George Floyd. I'm always sending my thoughts and my prayers out to him and people like him who've suffered in ways that they really shouldn't have suffered. But there we go, 2 of Pentacles, juggling act, life goes on. But friends, remember that first card, remember that 3 of Pentacles. Things are moving, things are happening. So then, what on earth is going to be card number 4? Short-term future. Well, it's this one. It's number 12 in the major arcana. It's the Hanged Man. Ooh, so there's some hanging about going on in the most literal sense of it as well. But why is the hanging about going on? And friends, this is one you've got to ask yourselves really to make full sense of it, because the answer to this is going to be different for absolutely everyone. I think it... Oh, got an insect thing on me there. Don't want to get bitten if I can help it. There are some strange spiders around in the UK at the moment that give you this horrible great big bite if they get on you, so I'm kind of looking around and swatting things away as I sit here. But I'm keeping going, you know, no matter what. And the Hanged Man, it makes me think actually again of the analogy that I've had all the way through this video of gardening, you know, and the other analogy of world affairs. It plays into both of them. We aren't out of the woods yet as a human race in terms of what happened with George Floyd. More of it's going to happen, absolutely for sure. And on a much more basic, well, it's important to me, but, you know, a less important thing on a worldwide scale. The garden is taking forever to grow. I showed you the leeks earlier. They're like the size of, they're about that big at the moment. And they won't really be full-on leaks until really winter time, if not early next year. But that's the way it goes. And even though that feels like the situation is totally hanging in the air and nothing's happening, there is plenty happening, because the growth is going on to actually make it happen. So all the time you're doing the Hanged Man, my friends, some energy at some level is building up, is working. Something good is actually happening deep within you, which is really good news. But coming forward from that juggling act of the 2 of Pentacles that we had as the middle card, as the main card, that is really good news, you know, because sure, it's the Hanged Man, sure, it's going nowhere, but things are happening, you know. That's what the 2 of Pentacles really represented, you know. Things are happening at an early stage. The abundance is at an early stage. It's going to keep on building up. But don't hang around forever, friends. It's also a bit like the 4 of Pentacles with the mouse in the teapot. If the mouse stayed in the teapot forever, well, it wouldn't be too long before he just kind of couldn't live in there anymore because of the lack of food. So you've got to come out into the world. You've got to make things happen. You've got to have that juggling act. You really have. And so this brings me to the outcome card, card number 5. What is the outcome card going to be, my friends? Let's take a look. This is kind of the long-term future. It's also a very open-ended thing. I call it an outcome card, but really it's the outcome of this reading. It's the outcome of this time of life, this moment in space. And You know, every life, even a whole lifelong, you know, maybe 115 years if you're lucky enough to live that long. That whole lifespan is like a flash of light in an eternal universe. It's really, really quick, and that's why we've got to make the most of it. And on another level, that's why we can be kind of laissez-faire about it. Just let it be, let things happen, because it's so quick in terms of the universe that when you think a bit about it like that, it's absolutely got to be guided, hasn't it? This is a big part of the evidence, the sort of mathematical evidence for the existence of the soul and the function of the soul, what the soul is all about. It's this flash of light, you know. So even if you are hanging about, the universe has made your flash of light happen, and you can absolutely guarantee, my friends, there is always a reason for every life. There's a mission for every life. And even if you don't think you're fulfilling yours at the moment, on some level you are, because you incarnated into this world at the time you incarnated into it for a reason, and it was a good reason. It really was. So what is card number 5? It is excuse me, I must learn to edit coughs out. I can't edit that good. I've sort of learned to edit up to a point, but if I just want to like edit a tiny little cough out or something, my finger slips on the screen and it doesn't work very well. So coughs are getting left in at the moment, and the card is Temperance, number 14. It's Temperance. Now there is some definite sort of psychedelic imagery going on in this card. We've got Mr. Caterpillar up on top, and in this deck the caterpillar appears as the magician. So it kind of signifies that we've got some of that energy coming into the Temperance card. And he also appears as the 9 of Cups, which in the old traditions of fortune telling is called the Wish card. And the 9 of Cups is talking about kind of make a wish, maybe be careful what you wish for, but you're going to get your wish in the end. So all that energy is playing into this one, in this version of Temperance. And I hasten to add, guys, that caterpillar imagery doesn't come into every Temperance card in every tarot deck. This is the magic of Tarot in Wonderland. I'm always calling it the magical Wonderland Tarot, or the Enchanted Wonderland Tarot, because it actually is. It really is powerful. I'm so glad I was drawn to this deck. It's only one of many powerful decks, but it's the one that I use again and again, and it's so popular on the channel. It really is. But the Temperance card is here, really calling for balance. And this is not a bad card to get at the end of a reading today, Friday the 23rd of April 2021, by the way, is the day I'm doing this. And total welcome to you. If you're watching this in the future, you were drawn to it right now for a reason. The best time is the time you're drawn to it, okay? And the most important interpretation on any of these cards, my friends, is the interpretation you put on it. That's what really, really matters. But look for where you can have more balance in your life, okay? That's what this is looking for. And the reason I say it's so appropriate at the moment on this Friday the 23rd of April is that on Saturday the 24th of April we actually get the moon moving from Virgo into Libra. So it's bringing balance, it's bringing temperance. That is actually the energy of the moment that is coming in right now, and it's coming in palpably. Can feel things coming more into balance even as I speak. But this is the Temperance card. There's some psychedelic stuff going on in here. We've got those mushrooms that I never recommend. I must say I've got some experience there, and I wouldn't totally recommend, or at least I wouldn't recommend anyone to have as many as I've had. But there we go. So I was intemperate. If these things are all used with temperance, in a state of balance, great things can be achieved and great things can happen. And temperance is the way of thinking, you know. It's almost alchemical if you can think in a temperate way in terms of having temperance in not just your life, but in whatever it is you're doing, in your dealings with other people, whatever. Then somehow you're going to be, your ideas are going to be more welcomed into this world, you know, and whatever it is you're trying to manifest is going to find its feet in this world so much more strongly than it otherwise would. So going back through it, we started with 3 of Pentacles, steady progress going on, it's all good. Someone hiding away a little bit here with the 4 of Pentacles. Very pentacly reading, this one so far. We got to the middle, heart of the matter, 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles absolutely everywhere. We do finish with 2 major arcana cards, but this is the juggling act. This is the heart of the matter. This is what really needs kind of thinking about maybe, but more than anything working on. Just keep that juggling act going. You're going to get somewhere in the end. Not immediately, because then for card number 4, for the short-term future, we got the Hanged Man. So no one's going anywhere quickly at the moment in terms of the way we see our lives, but that is coolio, because the universe is moving things on just the way they should be moved on. So we're going places as fast as we need to. That's the message. And of course, Temperance, number 14 there, which I described so recently there's not much point describing it again. But basically, temperance is the way. It's a big part of the alchemy of making things actually happen, just to be temperate about it. Especially this weekend as we come in to this Libran moon alignment. So friends, that's it today. Bit of magic, bit of Merlin, bit of the tarot, bit of the magic of gardening. Hope you like the look of my garden. I love this shot, actually. This is one of my favourite shots. I don't always record out here because sometimes it's too windy. It is very windy in Wales, UK. Quite a lot of the time it's windy, it can be rainy, but when I get a chance I do like to sit out here. So thanks so much for joining me in my garden of magic today. And remember friends, whatever life you're living, wherever you are amidst a kind of garden of magic. Even if you can't see it, you know, the concrete that makes up the ground under your feet, if you're in a city or a town, is standing right on top of green nature like this. And just because we've poured, well, just because someone's poured concrete all over it, well, maybe that's their lookout. Maybe they're not going to have too much fun trying to tune in. But if you're not the one who poured the concrete all over it, then great. This is still your heritage. This is still here for you. And it is still going on around you. You've got to listen for the silence behind the noise. And you've got to look out for the nature under the concrete, because it really is there, my friends. Okay, so if you will, please do take a look at my coffee page. That is ko-fi.com/twig. If you want to email me for a private reading, I'm doing those all the time. Always happy to arrange one of those for your friends. There might be a week or two waiting. It kind of depends. So I've got some availability next week as we speak, though, so you won't be waiting long. And the email to do that on is 35and83@gmail.com, which is also down there in the description, along with the coffee link, along with the link to the 4 Astro Truth channel, which I hope you're going to check out and enjoy. There is a sort of breakdown of this week's astrology on there. There'll be another breakdown on Sunday for next week's astrology. I mean, you know, a literal breakdown, not like someone falling apart. It looks like someone falling apart because of the way I do it, but it is absolutely for real on 4 Astro Truth. And we deal with the Mercury retrogrades as they come. We talk about all the planetary retrogrades on there at one time or another. So do please check out 4 Astro Truth. Meanwhile, friends, join me on Sunday, 9 p.m. UK time. That's 3 p.m. in central USA. Or if you can't make that one, next Wednesday, that's going to be 8:30 p.m. UK, 2:30 p.m. Central USA. Those 2 sets of live readings go out every week. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, hit the subscribe button, because those lives are always coming and there are always more videos coming. I so look forward to seeing you in a future video, my friends. Do leave me a comment. It's always good to share the journey, and I'll see you again in a future video. Love and light and blessings. Have a great weekend and peace.